Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you this evening. Someone that I crossed paths with many years ago in a different life turns out to be one of our outstanding teachers here in Mahopac, and she sent me an email and said, we would love to come and speak for you and the Board of Education. So Connie Marie Rayo and Mr. Gardner, thank you for helping to organize this. I think my job now is to ask you to stand for the national anthem.
America is a tune. It must be sung together. Gerald Stanley Lee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, moves our strengths and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much for that wonderful rendition. Get home safely. And thank you for coming, even for 5 minutes. We're happy to see you. Come again. Well, thank you to those of you who are staying with us this rainy evening. Mr. Sparty, the president, is en route through the traffic. He should be hopefully within a few minutes. Mrs. Masafra is at the high school at a curriculum meeting that I just left. And
Mrs. Zip has informed me that she will not be able to attend.
she will not be able to attend this evening. So let's do a roll call. Mr. Bellows, Mrs. Caputo, Mr. Keene,
Here.
Mr. Burkowski,
Here.
and Leslie Mancuso here. Okay. Let's start the meeting with resident comments, agenda items only. Okay. And acceptance of the warrants. Those in favor? Good motion.
So,
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Treasurer's report? Motion?
Move to accept.
Second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's a strong aye, Mr. Boraski. Thank you. Approval of the minutes, special meeting minutes of February 3rd, 15th. Motion to accept?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Special meeting minutes for February 4th. Motion to accept?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Work session meeting minutes, February 10th.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Regular meeting minutes, February 11th.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain? Okay, so we have 4, 1. Okay. With the record of that Mrs. Computer is abstaining. Special meeting minutes for February 24th. Motion to accept.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And that's it for special meeting minutes. Our most students isn't here this evening. Let the record show that. And next we have the superintendent's report.
So I was in the bank not too long ago, up on Route 6, and, sometimes they ask you your ID or whatever when you're transacting business, and the person who was helping me wasn't really looking, and she said, "Can I have this?" I said, "Sure, here it is." And all of a sudden she paused, and my ID was turned backwards, but she saw the man at lanyard. And then when I spoke, she said, "That voice." You're the guy. And in fact, I was the guy who someone actually emailed me on Monday morning saying, "Dr. Monahan, it's Monday, it's 5 a.m., why haven't you called?" Apropos of that, I can promise you that next year's calendar with input from the board, I think will be more snow day friendly. The calendar for the current year, to clarify, and I'll be sending an email about this to 6,000 of my closest friends tomorrow. We will be in session from March 30th through April 2nd, fortunately or unfortunately. Those will be regular school days, and we really have no choice about that. One other change that I do intend to make, and I've shared this with the board, and I believe it is the right decision. And actually, I've been urged by a group of teachers today to go ahead with this, that Tuesday, March 24th, was set to be a superintendent's conference day. Our teachers are kind of begging me to make it an instructional day with all of the time that we've lost. And I think parents will be glad. It's not like it breaks up a weekend or a vacation. It's right in the middle of the week. So Tuesday, March 24th will also be a regular day of instruction. And again, I will email everyone about that tomorrow. A couple of other items I've noticed among the great things I've seen in Mahopac. Had a chance to attend my first Cupcake Wars, where our vice president did an outstanding job as MC, and our president was not here, but taking his job judging those cupcakes very seriously and doing an excellent job. From the high school, I'm glad to report we've expanded even further the college level courses that we offer. Now there are 43 college level courses available at the high school, which is a great academic and frankly financial benefit for our students. On the budget, Mr. Sclafani has scheduled an additional meeting for the board as a work session with dates soon to be, I think, agreed upon. The process is going forward. It has been going forward for several months. Our goal, my goal, the board's goal, Mr. Clancy's goal, and the rest of the team to bring in a budget that meets the educational needs of the students, maintains the excellent programs we have, expands somewhat. There are some areas where I think we can, while keeping the tax rate at a reasonable level. Our allowable tax cap this year would be about 2.5%. Mr. Sclafani has suggested that this budget will be below that, in the neighborhood of 1%, and we are working toward that, and we are optimistic that we can bring in a budget that again meets our educational needs and watches out for the taxpayers. The board will be discussing this over the next several weeks, and then in April, we will be looking to adopt the budget, followed by a public hearing in May, followed by the vote of the people of NAPAC. On a different note, I'd like to recognize two people that are in the audience. They've actually kind of joined us already, but I'd like to formally welcome them. Brenna Lappe is our new trainer, and we welcome her to the district. And Ron, I'd like you to introduce our new director of facilities, because I want to formally thank you for serving as our acting director of facilities for about 3 weeks, and I know you learned a lot about electricity and how to get the power on.
So I'd like to introduce George Pryor. He's joining us as the Director of Facilities.
Welcome, Josh and Ron, again. Thank you for your work over the past several weeks. And then finally, as the board knows, as part of the process of creating new clubs or groups, there is a required report to the board. We have a small ensemble group that is about to report to the board, and I believe that report will come in a musical fashion.
Those are the best kind.
No, you should face the camera.
Get the camera.
Should I go to the mic or am I loud enough? Am I loud enough? Hi. Go to the mic.
Yeah, the mic is better.
Okay. Hi, I'm Patrick Salerno.
We have to turn it on. You have to press it down and hold it, I believe.
Hi, I'm Patrick Salerno. That in the middle is Megan Kerr, and on the end we have Nicole Vitali. We are the Mayapax Flute Trio. We are one of the small ensemble groups. We are new this year, very informal. All of us are very busy, so we meet whenever we can, which is cute, but whenever we do meet, we work, I have to say for myself, really hard. And I agree that the others work really hard as well. I know Mr. Williams would like to say a few words about the small ensembles after.
was terrific. Not much practice. For not much practice, you did terrific. Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
I just want to give you a little overview about what you saw and the other things that go on. So this is only one example of the many small ensembles that we have at the high school. Every year presents new and different opportunities based on the students we have that year at the high school. In the past several years, we have had the following other groups: saxophone quartet, brass quartet, jazz combo, mariachi band, percussion ensemble, wind ensemble, and an Italian ensemble. These groups meet outside of the school day and perform outside of the school day. I serve as the advisor to these groups. My involvement and role in each group varies, but generally includes helping each group form and get organized, helping establish a practice schedule and a routine, helping select and provide appropriate repertoire, creating, providing, and facilitating performance opportunities, and providing musical feedback, sometimes rehearsing and conducting the groups, depending on the group. Now, groups like the wind ensemble require me to lead and conduct all the rehearsals, while some of the other smaller groups, like a sax quartet, I try to let the students lead rehearsals and develop more independence. The goals of all these ensembles are to keep students interested and excited about playing music outside of the school day, to create fun, safe, educational, and enriching extracurricular activities for students to participate in, to have musical groups that are mobile and ready to go when opportunities arise and requests come in for students to perform at community events, and to transition students to becoming more independent musicians where they can get together and perform music on their own without having an adult, a teacher, or a conductor involved. Ultimately, this helps lead them and prepare them for lifelong musicianship.
And that is actually the end of the superintendent's report. You missed the part where I commended you for your job well done as a judge at Cupcake.
Dr. Monahan, if I may? Sure. A couple of quick remarks. First, kudos to our student musicians, lovely, and to our musical faculty. Thank you very much. I know very well the kind of hard work that went into a performance like that, so thank you very much. Very briefly, I'd like to echo a couple of the superintendent's remarks. First, Mr. Klanzer, the superintendent referred to the effort that you have given us above and beyond your duties as our business person in handling the situations that have been taking place with our power and other buildings, ground issues. So I'd like to echo very strongly what the superintendent said and offer my thanks, and I hope that the board will join me in really thanking you for being there and stepping up to the plate, so to speak, in our time of need. Truly, thank you very much for all of your effort. And then finally, Dr. Monahan, in regards to the request of the teachers to use the day to increase our instruction, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say that this speaks enormously highly of the dedication of our faculty in the Mahopac school system to come to us to request an additional day of instruction, knowing how we've been hit by both weather issues and by acts of God, so to speak, with the power outages at the high school, to recognize that something like this can go to assist our students and make sure that they're receiving the instruction that they need, I think speaks volumes about the quality and the dedication of the staff and the faculty in the Mahopac Public Schools. So I would like to offer my thanks to them for also stepping up to the plate at a time like this. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments?
Yes, I'd like to echo Mark's comments, thanking Mr. Klanzer for all his hard work and the stressful days we have had with a smile on his face. And I look forward to working with the new Director of Facilities. Welcome. I don't know if you'll see that shirt and tie again for quite some time, but it's nice to see you and to meet you. And also to our teachers. We do have wonderful teachers. And this board is very supportive of our teachers and our students. And we have been working very well together as a team. And this is just the beginning of a lot more of many good things to come and much more collaboration. So yes, I'd like to commend our teachers, but it's not a surprise because they've proven to be who they are and how wonderful they are. And at the end of the day, it's all about the students. So thank you to the teachers and the students and the aides and the teaching assistants and the whole crew. So I'd like to echo those sentiments exactly.
Okay, any other comments before we go on? If we can hold our comments to the end, I'd like to say a few things, but I'll save it to the end because we need to get through the agenda. Okay, we're up to number 6, the agenda, the committee meetings. C, Mr. Bellows, you want to start off?
Thank you, Mr. President. Buildings and Grounds did not meet, but I just, I know you just comment about holding your comments, but I just, as the chairman of Buildings and Grounds, I did just echo the comments regarding Mr. Clemser, and appreciate your efforts during the trying times we had with the high school problem. I appreciate it. And back to you, Mr. President.
Okay, Mrs. Caputo?
The Technology Committee did not meet in February. However, I have a couple of updates. I'm hoping that everyone recognized the work that Ms. Schaefer has been doing in these Tech Bites. We post these bits of information to update you on how we're doing as far as our technology projects. The latest Tech Bites, and they're posted on the district website, Facebook, and on Twitter, talked about the work that's been done over the last 2 years in upgrading the security environment here at the district. So if you have not had an opportunity to take a look at those, go ahead on to the district website, log on to Facebook, district's Facebook page, and Twitter accounts, and read those and provide any comments that you feel. The second thing I want to update you on today is this Smart Bond Act. We're actually going to have a tech bite on that too. But to let you know that yes, we've been working towards getting that money. You remember during the November elections, there was a proposal by the governor to allocate, and for us, it was $3.1 some odd million for upgrades in technology. Some other things were security, pre-K, that type of thing. So there's some work that has to be done in order to get that money. Nothing's ever free, right? And we've been working towards that. One of the things that you will see fairly soon is a survey. We have to collect some information from faculty, staff, students, and parents. So there will be a survey going out, a tech survey, easy questions. Do you use a e-reader? Do you have a smartphone? Really quick, it won't take you a couple of minutes to finish or to complete the survey. It is only going to parents or people who currently have students registered in the school district. And we'll provide paper-based copies for those who really absolutely need those, but the links will be sent out relatively soon. We're asking for a quick turnaround because we do need that information to make sure that we meet some of the requirements of the Smart Bond Act. So when you see that, like I said, you can just take the survey and submit it. We would appreciate that. As always, our Technology Committee meeting is the third Wednesday of every month. So next Wednesday, the 18th, is our next meeting. And as always, we invite all committee members to attend. That concludes the Technology Committee report.
Mr. Key?
The Curriculum Committee did not meet in February. I think all the meetings missed had something to do with hearing Dr. Monaghan's lovely voice at 5:30 in the morning. The district, however, is hard at work looking into the fall-off in graduation rates, the small overall fall-off that we have. And they are working on that presently.
Mrs. Mancuso.
Mrs. Mancuso. The Special Education Committee met Thursday, February 26th. I would discuss a number of items. Highlighted items are the pupil personnel service leadership and the high school administration are looking at new ways to support the learners who typically have difficulty with the academic demands when transitioning from middle school to high school. The New Direction staff, high school administration, and pupil personnel services leadership are reviewing our current practices and approach to supporting students in the program in order to improve student outcomes and provide them with the skills needed to be successful in their post-secondary experiences. Focus groups with general education and special education teachers, related service providers, and administration at the elementary level and at the secondary level have been taking place to see what we do well, what we could continue to improve upon, and do better in the pupil personnel services department. We had an informational meeting with parents and staff members on February 24th to reconstitute SEPTA, the special education parent-teacher organization. We had a strong turnout of participants, and many of them have volunteered to serve on a steering committee in order to plan a kickoff event where we can begin to increase our membership and develop a slate of candidates for executive office in accordance with the organization's bylaws. We would like to hold this event in the spring, and we encourage parents and teachers to join. More information will be shared with the community as we get closer to the event. Also, the Response to Intervention Committee is reviewing our current practices and intervention systems in order to evaluate our strengths and determine if there are gaps and identify any areas of need.
Thank you. Mr. Paskey, you want to? Thank you, Mrs. Stein. Neither the Transportation Committee nor the Communication Committee met this month for a combination of weather issues and for a lack of pressing issues that needed our attention. However, I'd like to take this opportunity as a member of the Transportation Committee, and I hope Dr. Monahan will see fit to chime in. When we consider all of the issues that we've had with weather lately, one department I believe deserves our kudos, and that department is the Transportation Department. When we think about all of the efforts that our drivers and all of the staff in the department, and especially I'd like to recognize the head of our Transportation Department, Mr. Frank Gunn. I think, Dr. Monahan, you can tell us how many days you've had to be out on the road with Mr. Gunn. I think that his work and the work of our entire Transportation Department deserves our recognition and our thanks. And I hope that if you get a chance to speak to any of our hardworking drivers or people in that department, that you'll take a moment to say thank you.
Okay. Let's move on to the consent agenda. Is there any section of the consent agenda we'd like to pull out for a second to talk about? If not, can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Any abstentions or no's? Okay, thank you. We will move right on to president comments. If anybody has a question or a comment they'd like to make, please come up to the podium, identify yourself, and you can ask for take a statement. Yep.
Krista Johnson. I have a request. I'm a parent of an athlete in Mayor Packard. I'm here representing a few parents. We'd like to have a conversation with the board, but a public meeting would not be appropriate because personnel would be discussed, perhaps a few students' names would be used. So we wanted to sit down and make sure the board had all the information that we have. Mostly as Mahopac parents of athletes, we're looking to move forward in a positive way in this community. But we also felt that there was background information that possibly the board didn't have, that we wanted to have an open dialogue, not a somebody come, read a prepared statement, and then like leave, and then you guys discuss separately. We wanted to have a back and forth kind of conversation. So I'm here to request a meeting or a vehicle to somehow have that done. have a meeting like that.
The only thing I'll caution you about is that anything that the board knows that's not public information cannot be discussed. So you will not be privy to any information that the board got concerning anything that went on.
Oh,
any
yeah, we're not
suspensions.
looking for information from you. Right, we just wanted to get you some information,
that's
and
fine.
we didn't want to do anything inappropriate in public
Sure.
forum. And then there was just kind of like, just a general kind of discussion of like moving forward kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So how would I?
Why don't you,
set it up?
why don't you contact our superintendent and he'll set it up?
Okay,
And we'll get a mutually agreed upon date and we can get together and have a discussion.
okay, yeah, and we'd like, as much or all of the board as possible.
absolutely.
Okay, that would be great. Okay,
Absolutely.
great. So I can call Dr. Monahan.
Yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
No problem. Anybody else?
Just general
Sure.
comments.
Hi, Melissa Montero. Just two quick things. Patrick Salerno had to leave. He asked me to thank the board for having the flute trio here. They enjoyed playing, and all the kids do a great job. The other thing is, of course, the weather did thwart our drug crisis presentation. We are hoping to reschedule for March 24th as the anticipated date right now. Mrs. Solomon is waiting to hear from Adam Levy if he's available or if somebody in his office is available, and then we'll move forward with that and get the word out again.
Terrific, thank you.
Ms. Montero, before you go, isn't there a big event this weekend?
Yes, there is a big illusion concert this week. Mr. Prismilski could give you more information, but it's a big event in our school for more than 20 years.
More than 30 years.
More than 30 years, so bring your earplugs and come. It's a lot of fun. Friends of Music will be doing concessions. And then on March 25th is our Pops concert, which is also a fantastic event. And the Friends of Music has a big reception after the concert. The kids do a great job, so I hope that you'll be able to come to that.
And I can tell you, I've attended the Illusions concert several times. It is very entertaining. You won't be bored, and I don't wear earplugs. I thought they were, as a person trying to learn an instrument at my age, I'm very jealous of how they play. Anybody else have any comments from the audience? Go ahead, Mark.
I'm sorry, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that what I'm about to say is really directed at people that may be watching in the audience. As you heard earlier, we're about to go into budget season here within our district. There's going to be a lot of discussions and a lot of work done to support our educational mission here in a way that is also tax efficient, money efficient. But the truth is that there are a lot of issues that are facing our educational system beyond what we're doing here in the district. There are enormous decisions that are being discussed and debated in Albany. The future of school aid and the school aid formula, the future of the Common Core, the future of the annual review of teachers' evaluation system. I would like to take this one moment to urge everybody in our school community to take the time right now to educate yourself on all of the issues that are facing us and to be aware of some of the issues that we are all going to be dealing with as we go forward in our budget season and as we go forward in trying to procure for our children the very best educational system that we can. Now, I don't know if we have anybody, if there's any particular way that the people in the community can find out about some of the things that we've been discussing, but I would urge you all to keep abreast of what's happening in the news. I would also ask that you all speak to your elected officials, Assemblyman Katz, State Senator Murphy, Governor Cuomo, and lobby and advocate for public education. This is the time to do it, and this is the time when all of our voices need to be heard if we're going to keep our educational system sound and moving forward into the future. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, I'd like to make a couple of comments. One, I would echo what Mark said. I think we're starting to see what we had anticipated from the state. A lot of promises and not a lot of dollars. They've promised, millions of dollars. We don't know where it's coming from. I think they're taking it from the right pocket to the left pocket. It's very concerning, especially from the school district's perspective, is that this can wind up being another unfunded mandate. You know, they continue to force this stuff down our throat. And in the end, the people that get hurt are our children. So I would echo what Mark said. I also wanted to make a couple of comments about the weather and the power outage and all the things that have gone on, especially at the high school. I had sent an email to all of the employees, from the custodians through to the administration and the teachers, everybody there, commending them for their incredible job over those 3 or 4 days. I think that everyone, regardless of who they were, stepped up. The teachers, the administrators, the custodial staff, transportation, Frank Gunn and his team, and of course our business manager, Mr. Clancer, was outstanding. I can't say enough. As president, I can tell you that I was informed every step of the way as to what was being done and how it was being decided. I did not weigh in at all because I didn't have to weigh in. It is wonderful to be in a position now where there's a level of trust and a level of control by the administrative team in the district office that really gives confidence to everyone here on the board. And last but not least, our wonderful superintendent, although he does not have a singing voice, we're all very sorry for that. The incredible job he's done over this winter. This winter has been unprecedented. It's been a difficult time, from coordinating with the teachers to getting the transportation done to communicating with the community. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with Dr. Monahan. And I can tell you that we're going to be sorry to see him go when the time comes, but we're going to enjoy having him here while we have him. I just want to thank you and everyone in the district for everything you've done. Anybody else? I apologize again for being late. Unfortunately, coming from Manhattan, people see rain and they decide they don't know how to drive anymore. So Mrs. Zimmerman texted me twice. She's stuck in traffic trying to get here from Jersey. So it's one of those nights. Okay. Could I get a motion to close the meeting, please?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for coming.